Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to writing composition class. I hope you don't mind that I'm wearing my comfortable headband that I wear at home. It's just, I didn't want to take it off for the video. So don't get distracted. This is just what I look like at home. Okay, so before we begin, make sure you have your writing packet out, you have something to write with, and that you have a highlighter, because halfway through the video, I want to pause and give you some time to develop at least one of your paragraphs during the time that you're watching this video. Okay, so today we will talk about transitions and discuss reasons and topic sentences. So as I've said before, if you have a reason, you already have your topic sentence. Nico, stop it. Okay, let's start by reading our objective for today. Get ready. Students will be able to understand the usage of effective transitions. So the difference between just simply using a transition and an effective transition means the effective transition flows, and then just simply using a transition doesn't really flow that much and kind of just looks like it's thrown in there just so that you can say, I did a transition, I should get it on my checklist. Not always does it make sense, so you want to make sure it's effective. Nico! Hold on, guys. Okay, so why are transitions important? Transitions are important because they help you bridge the gap between your ideas. Transitions are those bridges that connect your ideas, and without them, your ideas are not going to sound they're not going to sound like they make sense. So we need to have transitions in order for our ideas to make sense. They allow the person who's reading your essay understand that, oh, okay, now we're moving on to a new idea. And they help you, like I said before, go from one idea to the next, or add information, or it can even show sequence, like when something happened first, second, or third. You can also use a transition to show contrast, like we did in last week's topic about computers that help but are also limited. And of course, think of a transition as a bridge into your next paragraph, which we have been talking about lately. And what is a topic sentence? So a topic sentence is the first sentence in your body paragraph that tells what the paragraph will be about. Not what the writing will be about, it tells what the paragraph will be about. So if you can remember that, a topic sentence tells what the paragraph will be about, then it'll be easier to remember. So if you say, one way that you can help the poor or sick or the less fortunate and sick is, X, Y, and Z. If you say that, the one reason you can do this, or one way you can do this, then you already have your topic sentence. That's your topic sentence. Your reason is your topic sentence. A topic sentence always starts with a transition, one reason or one way. For example, for instance, those are examples of transitional phrases that start off your topic sentence and also start off your paragraph. It is a sentence that gives you your reason, as I mentioned before. And these are some examples of transitional words that you can use in your writing. So for this week's topic, I kept it pretty simple with my essay, which we'll look at in just a minute. I used for example, I used for instance, and let me see if I used a different one. No, I think I just kept it like that. Oh, I used a unique one. I said one way you can volunteer is, so instead of saying one reason or second reason, I said one way you can volunteer or another way you can volunteer is. So I was showing you the reasons, but I tried to use them, and I tried to use a transition in a unique way that fits my topic, right? So if your topic is donating, you could say, one way that you can donate is, et cetera, et cetera. Another way you can help donate is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So those are just some examples of how you can make a transitional word specific to your topic. Okay. Sorry, there's a cat on my window outside. Her name's Whiskers. Hey, Whiskers. Okay. So many interruptions today. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's our checklist for body paragraphs. Our checklist needs to have a topic sentence, which is your transition, and the reason. Very simple. You just need your reason. And if you're stating your reason with a transition, then you're good to go. You need to explain your reason and give an example. The best way you can give an example and make a personal connection to the reason or topic is by using an example that is something from your own life. So for my essay, I use an example. Actually, I use two examples that come from my own lived experiences. So this is real. What I'm talking about is real. It's something that I actually did, and that helps create that personal connection to the topic. So that's what I want you guys to do when you're writing your reasons. So now at this moment, I'm going to put up a screen, and it's going to ask you to time yourself. So I want you to give yourself between 7 to 10 minutes to try to draft out one of your body paragraphs. Say, one way that you can volunteer, one way you can help donate, one way you can help the sick or poor is, etc., etc., etc. Time yourself, do one paragraph on your own during the video, and then come back. We will identify the checklist elements in my essay. And while we're doing that, you can be checking your own paragraph to see if you included all of the checklist elements. And if you did, then you're good to go. If you're missing a few things, that just tells you that's something you need to work on. It doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I'm not good at writing. I don't know what to do next. I'm stuck. No, it just means, okay, this is something that I need to work on. Let me ask Ms. Ramirez. So speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to a few students who have been taking time to schedule video chats with me and really making sure that they're invested in their writing. I'll put the shout outs on the general page on my class team so that I'll tag your name. First, I'm going to ask you if it's okay that I can tag your name for a shout out, and then I'll put you on the shout out. So if you video chatted with me before, I'm going to ask you if it's okay if I give you a shout out on the class teams, because I know some people don't like the attention, and that's okay. But just know that I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud of all of you that are very, very invested in your writing, and you're asking me questions, and you're sending me your work, and you're saying, is this on topic? Is this a good reason? Is this a good transition? You're really showing me that you are taking pride in your work and that you are really invested in getting better and taking responsibility for your learning. So great job to all of you guys. You guys rock. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to put up the screen. I want you to time yourself, create and draft one paragraph, which is just the one reason. Make sure you have your topic sentence, you explain it, you give an example, and in the example, you can make a personal connection. You don't have to make a separate sentence for the personal connection. It can be in the example. So a paragraph needs to be, a body paragraph needs to be between 3 to 5 sentences, a body paragraph. Introduction is different, but a body paragraph definitely cannot be shorter than 3 sentences. There's no way we can have that. So it needs to be between 3 or 5 sentences, not lines. Because right now I have, for my first reason, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. And I have 1, 2, 3 sentences. And some of them are compound. That's why it took up 6 lines. So time yourself and then come back to the video. Okay, here we are. So let's go ahead and do some identifying in my example. I'm going to choose green for transitions, and I'll use, what color have I not used? Pink. And I'll use pink for the example. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the first paragraph. One way you can volunteer is by going to a nursing home and visiting with the people there. For example, when I was younger, my dance team and I went to visit a nursing home during the holidays. Many people there had not been visited in a long time, so they really enjoyed having us there. Okay, where's my pen? Can't find my favorite pen. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and label I'm going to put a little arrow. And I'm going to put topic sentence. So let me isolate that sentence right now so we can understand. It says, one way you can volunteer is by going to a nursing home and visiting with the people there. So based on that sentence, that's the topic sentence, can you tell what the paragraph's going to be about? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a moment when I visited. So one way you can volunteer, that's my transitional phrase. Here's another one. For example, many of the people that had not been visited in a long time, so they really enjoyed having us there. I wanted to create that personal connection by mentioning that they hadn't been visited in a long time. And it's true. It's kind of sad to think that people in nursing homes don't get a lot of visitors. So when we were able to visit them, they really, really liked having us there. They were so sweet. Okay, so my transition words. And I think I'm going to highlight, or I'm going to underline the topic sentence, the rest of the topic sentence. I'll use yellow. Okay, that's a topic sentence. And then I'm going to put, I always forget to do my A. I always forget to put my A. So reason one, I'm going to have to put it over here because there's no room. Reason one. And then explain one, which is right here where it says, for example. That one's easy to find. It says, for example. Okay, and so as far as the personal connection, I said when I was younger, my dance team and I, so I gave you a little bit of information of why I was there. And then I said that lots of people had not been visited in a long time and they really enjoyed having us there. That's the area where I made the personal connection. I wanted to kind of show how the people that are there, yeah, some of them are sick. So sometimes they don't get a lot of visitors. So this is where I made the personal connection. And I'm going to put right over here, I'm going to put PC because that means personal connection. So that's something new that I'm adding into our checklist. I started doing that 2 weeks ago. So now I'm going to be labeling it. Okay. Now moving on to the second body paragraph. Oh my gosh, I just got so scared. Oh my god. Hi, Nico. He really scared me. I thought somebody was walking outside of my window. Okay. Another way you can volunteer is by working at a charity event. Okay, so my transition is another way you can volunteer. And then I said, for instance, in 2017, I volunteered at a 5K cancer donation run. A few other people and I set up water stations in the early morning for the runners. It was for a good cause, so it was okay if it was early. It was really early. It was like 6:30 in the morning, and it was really, really cold. I wanted to add that, but I feel like I didn't have enough room for my conclusion. But if I wanted to go back and revise, I think I might add that it was a cold morning. I could have said water stations in the cold early morning. I could have done that to add a sensory detail. So if this was on my drafting page, I could have added that when I put it on my line paper. So that's something that you might do when you're looking at your writing, because right now yours is on the drafting page or in a journal. You can always go back and make those corrections, but since I already wrote mine on my line paper, I can't. Okay, underlining the topic sentence, which is the rest right here after my transition, is by working at a charity event. There's the reason. For instance, in 2017. Oh, that's another transition phrase, in 2017, because when did it happen? In 2017. If I can ask the question, when did it happen or where did it happen? And the answer is there, that's a transitional phrase. Okay, and the personal connection, it was for a good cause, so it was okay if it was early. Like, I didn't mind if it was early because I knew it was for a good cause. Okay, so now let me label. Topic sentence. Reason 2. Example 2. I changed up my transition phrase. I said, instead of for example, I said, for instance, and then the personal connection at the end. It's always nice to end on a personal connection instead of just saying, imagine if I would have just ended right there. For instance, in 2017, I volunteered at a 5K cancer donation run. A few other people and I set up water stations in the early morning for the runners. Well, I'm just kind of leaving you, right? You have to close it off. And that's why I said it was for a good cause. So it was okay if it was early. I wanted to add in that closing statement. So that's why I added that right there. Okay. So now if you were able to draft out your first body paragraph, I want you to practice doing the identifying from the checklist. So let's go back to the checklist. Oops. Make sure that you have all of these things when you're writing your body paragraphs, because for homework, I want you to develop your reasons and draft out your body paragraphs. So just make sure you are really looking at that checklist and you're checking off all those things that I'm asking you to do. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and all the weird stuff that happens. And make sure you are reading in your spare time and reaching out to me if you have questions. All right, guys, talk to you later. Miss you.